Hello, beloveds. This is Sophia Mona Lisa of the Roseville Mystery School and the Golden Rays Center. And I am supercharged and super delighted to be back again today. Today being September 3rd, to bring into your awareness through a deeper look at our new reality, what exactly is going on right now. Now, I am aware that yesterday, with this video journal that I put out called Illuminating the Holy Womb Chakra, that I really, I dropped a bombshell, and it's probably has got, waves reverberating around the globe, through the solar system and through the Milky Way galaxy. Because, that was a big, huge drop. Their world is done, and we are aligning this reality with the divine plan. And of course, all of that had to do with the two events that happened on September 1st, just 2 days ago. First, Uranus stationing retrograde in Taurus, and then Pluto, who has been in retrograde, crossing that threshold of Aquarius to the 29 degrees, 59 minutes of Capricorn, that mastery point of Capricorn, where it will stay for 2 months from September 1st to November 1st for its last infusion of power. And I talked about how the two of them together, their combined forces, right? The force of the uranium and the force of the plutonium coming together affected the final turn of the worm, the final turning of the Titanic being humanity stuck in separation consciousness, locking it into that final position where it's been 180-degree turn now. And now the energy that has been reversing to get that movement shifted around can now start to move forward, build the momentum for moving forward. So because that was such a huge drop, such a huge paradigm shift, mentally, not even to mention in terms of the energies and the frequencies that occurred, Sophia asked me to basically put my money where my mouth is and show you what's going on, specifically with that Pluto retrograde over the threshold of Aquarius to the mastery point of Capricorn. So that is why this video journal is called A Deeper Look at Our New Reality. And so what is that new reality? You've heard a lot of people use different words around the new reality, the new heaven and the new earth. Me specifically, Sophia asked me to lead and facilitate a special project for her called the Galactic New Earth Project. And believe me, I've been getting all kinds of new downloads on the scope of what that was intended to be, which I didn't even realize. You've heard it called the Golden Age, so we're going to take a deeper look here so that you can see what's getting ready to show up through you, through us. Okay. Now, if you haven't seen this video journal that I put out yesterday. I will link to it at the end, so you will be able to watch it and not miss it. All right, so here we go. As I mentioned in this video journal, I specifically said that this marks the end of their world and us creating a reality that aligns with the divine plan. Because remember, after these 2 months, Pluto will not come back to Capricorn for at least another 225 years. And okay, she's telling me now to remind you that Pluto in Capricorn does create new realities, because even the birth of our nation, the United States of America, took place while Pluto was in Capricorn. And it was at about 27 degrees of Capricorn. So, you know, that's 2 degrees from where Pluto will be standing over these last 2 months. So even the rebirth of our nation is being activated through these last 2 months because of that close conjunction, 2 degrees away from the natal point of Pluto in the birth chart of the United States of America. So let's look at the chart for what was going on in the sky when Pluto moved across the threshold of Aquarius. Hold on to your seats, okay? Hold on to your seats. Here we go. Okay. What you see on this slide are 2 yods in which Pluto is an integral part, that is like the linchpin linking them together in this kind of more dusty rose color. You'll see that here it is, Pluto retrograde, 29 degrees, 59 minutes of Capricorn is the apex of this yod. And the base points coming down, we've got Mars, the sacred masculine, and we've got the moon, the divine mother, okay? Mars in Gemini, the moon in Leo. Now, let me just pause for a second and take a step back. If you're not familiar with a yod, let me explain what incredible aspects these are. First of all, they're highly alchemical. And in terms of the alchemy, I would say that a yod actually represents the mysterious 8th step of the alpha and the omega. Okay. Now, you will hear people speak to the yod as the finger of God. They will point to the creation scene in the Sistine Chapel of, you know, the fingers pointing each other. For me, because of my work, I say it's the finger of the goddess or the finger of the sacred feminine. And the thing about a yod is, first of all, we understand that everything is happening in a non-linear space, in an eternal now space. And in terms of creation, which happens through a lower density, especially in this 3D reality that then brings in time as a linear concept, this is a moment. This is a moment when, boom, what this yod is pointing to is now being made manifest according to the divine will of the source creator. Okay, this is it. Nothing's going to stop this from happening because it is happening in accordance to divine will. Okay, so the way that the frequencies of a yod work is you've got the two base points. And as I said, we've got Mars, the sacred masculine here in Gemini, Moon, the divine mother in Leo. And they blend their frequencies together. Okay, so if you don't understand what that means, think about when you were in kindergarten watercoloring, right? When you took your red paint and you allowed it to blend into the blue paint, you got a whole new color. You got purple paint, right? So they're blending their frequencies together, which creates something beyond them. And then they're thrusting that energy of that new something up here to the apex in order for this divine will to manifest. Okay, this is phenomenal. The potency of the energies and the effect of the yod cannot be given adequate description and should not be underestimated. All right. So what is all of this about? What does this mean? Now, I mentioned in the video last night that humanity's lower mind, right? Here we go. Gemini is being aligned with the higher mind or the universal mind or the mind of God or the mind of Sophia Christ. Okay, those are all words that mean the same thing. I'm going to stick with mind of Sophia Christ. Now, how do we know that that's happening? Well, Gemini is the lower mind. Pluto retrograde up here is in the 11th house ruled by Aquarius. That's the mind of Sophia Christ. And so this is very much speaking to this alignment that is being, remember, Pluto is all about death, rebirth, resurrection, that is being resurrected within humanity. Again, 11th house is the big picture for humanity, the collective consciousness of humanity. Let's look at the moon over here in Leo. What's that about? Well, we know it's the divine mother, right? The moon represents the divine mother, but what is the archetype of the divine mother in the Leo energies? This is where it becomes so exquisitely beautiful. And you'll see even more so in a couple of slides. Well, the divine mother in Leo is the royalty goddesses, right? The ancient royalty goddesses that we know of, like Isis and Inanna and Sekhmet. These are royalty goddesses, and they have royal powers. And what are those royal powers related to? They're related to the ascension mysteries, the resurrection mysteries, the alchemical mysteries, right? Those are all three terms for the same thing: ascension mystery, resurrection mystery, alchemical mystery. They're all the same. Now, why is this exciting for me? Because Sophia inspired me to create the Rose Will Mystery School. And she inspired me to use this tagline: realizing your royal birthright. Your royal birthright. And that royal birthright comes from the royal, divine royal goddesses. And if you want to take it away from the goddess idea to something more perhaps relevant for you, think about the royalty of Mother Mary. Think about the royalty of Mary Magdalene. And these embodiments of the divine feminine, of the royal divine feminine, right? They were masters of the ascension mysteries, the resurrection mysteries, right? They were beings of illumination. And Leo is that fire sign speaking to that illuminating fire, that illuminating divine royal flame, your inner Sophia Christ. And so all of the aspects of these royalty goddesses, these ascended master women who are divine royalty ascended masters, are blending their energy, right? Feminine energy with the masculine energy, the sacred masculine. Why? Because the feminine energy has the gnosis, the wisdom of the technology, and the sacred masculine is the action that takes it's the energy that takes the gnosis and puts it into action. So you've got this incredible blend of the divine feminine here, the divine royal feminine through the Christ heart with the sacred masculine, and they are together creating what's happening up here at the apex. And what's happening up here at the apex? Well, for those of you who have had soul mission readings for me, you will know that when I do a soul mission reading, I look at two elements. I look at Pluto, who represents your soul. And let me see if I can see it here to show it to you. Right here, it's kind of covered up. I look at the North Node that tells me how your soul, what journey is your soul intending to take to accomplish the mission. But the big takeaway here is that Pluto represents your soul. Your soul, right? Your mighty I am presence. That's what it represents. And so again, we'll see here that we are bringing the human mind in alignment with the mind of Sophia Christ, the higher mind, so that your soul and your human self are now unified and are being rebirthed from this enlightened perspective, this new level of awareness. And when you are rebirthed at this new level of awareness, then you can start realizing your divine royalty birthright. Incredible. And I want to point to the houses here involved also, their frequencies that are blending together here with the sacred masculine and with the divine royalty feminine. The sacred masculine is in the 4th house. What does that tell us? It tells us that the Divine Mother, who is the ruler of the 4th house, is creating this energetic taproot through us so that we will maintain rooted and connected to the mind of Sophia Christ. That's huge. What about the Divine Mother over here in the 6th house? The 6th house is your day-to-day life. Every step you take, every breath you breathe, every thought you think, everything you do will be happening from this alignment with the mind of Sophia Christ. You will be living in harmony, in balance with, in mastery with your own divine plan, your own soul's divine plan, and the divine will of your mighty I am presence, your soul, your inner Sophia Christ. And this is happening through each one of us individually, and it is happening, as I said before, in the 11th house for all of humanity. It is liberating the consciousness of humanity once and for all from separation consciousness, so that we are now living, working, moving, feeling, thinking, breathing from this place of unity consciousness. I mean, this is freaking phenomenal. And of course, how that's going to show up from your soul onto this planet versus my soul and everybody else's soul, we have to wait. We have to wait in awe and wonderment to see what your divine plan and the divine will are creating through you. And specifically, again, referencing back to the video that I did yesterday, the holy womb chakra of you. Why is that important? Because remember, the Divine Mother, the moon, is the ruler of Cancer, and those of us in feminine bodies that were born into feminine bodies have a direct link to the holy womb of the Divine Mother. And what's standing across the sky from the Divine Mother? From Cancer, Capricorn. And who is the ruler of Capricorn? Saturnia. And what have I always said? Saturnia is the cosmic gateway through which anything that shows up on this planet has to go through in order to be made a reality, to be birthed onto this planet. And so Saturnia, as a luminary body, represents the holy womb chakra. Okay? Pluto at the mastery point of Capricorn is the resurrection of the holy womb chakra within each of us. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. Now, there are people out there, bless their hearts, who are selling a bunch of stuff, right? Fire ceremonies, priestess practices, healing sessions for thousands of dollars. And you're welcome to go spend your money on them if that's what your soul is calling you to. And let me just say that from my perspective. And again, bless their fuzzy little hearts. They are still working from the 3D matrix, because you can see from this activation that if you choose to consciously engage with this yod, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars, because your attention and your awareness on what's happening through this yod will clear, heal, resurrect your holy womb chakra. Okay? All right. Let's look at the second yod. The second yod is now with Pluto in this purple circle, one of the base points. And who's the other base point? Neptune in Pisces, also retrograde, in the first house. Who are you now going to know yourself to be? And what is that? Whoops, I'm getting excited. My microphone got knocked over. What is that Neptune in Pisces? It's the golden ray of your mighty I am presence that descends through your higher crystalline body into your physical body and anchors its presence within your physical body, right near your 3D heart chakra and within your Christ heart chakra. Okay? So your soul and the golden ray are working together to thrust their energies up here to the apex for you to know something new about yourself. And what is that? What is that something new? That you are a divine royal being. You are a divine royal goddess. You are a divine royal feminine ascended master that is realizing your royal birthright. The whole intention for this mystery school that Sophia inspired me to create. And if you haven't seen the story about how this was inspired to create, it's on my YouTube channel. It's fascinating. Spoiler alert, this phrase, rose wheel, was given to me. And I didn't know for almost a year, what is this rose wheel thing that I am creating here? And then I understood that the rose represented Venus as a luminary body, because she creates the rose in the sky every 8 years. And the wheel represented the sun, because the glyph for the sun right here looks like a wheel. And what happens through the Venus synodic cycle? Twice in the Inanna underworld phase and again in the metamorphic underworld phase, Venus and the sun come together. And very alchemical, mysterious, mystical things happen at those 2 points. And of course, it's all about the alchemy that is bringing us back home to who we really are. Okay? So now, if you think that these 2 yods are like flipping phenomenal in and amongst themselves, and they're on one slide because Pluto, as I said, your soul is the linchpin that will be creating this reality through your holy womb chakra for you to witness in your reality. okay, there is a third yod. Can you believe it? Can you believe a third yod? So let me show that one to you. And here it is. Here it is. So who do we have here at the base points of the yod? We have Sedna, who is retrograding, and I spoke to her and her role in all of this in the video yesterday called Illuminating the Holy Womb Chakra. We've got Epona in Leo, and we've got Isis, the cosmic Sophia, the one divine creatrix of all life, here in Capricorn. Now, the thing that I want to point out to you is this. Notice how the energies of the astrological signs between this new green yod, right, the third yod, and the very first yod, this kind of rose pink yod, are the same, right? Both of their apexes are in the Capricorn frequencies. Both of their base points are in the Gemini and Leo frequencies. This is huge because you really want to tap into what the Capricorn, Gemini, Leo frequencies are doing, are brewing, right, within you. This is the main thing I want to point out. Not only do we have 3 new luminary bodies, and I'm going to get to those, but I want you to pay special attention that now we have new frequencies that have been added to the alchemical mix. And those new frequencies are the houses that this yod is a part of. So whereas Pluto is in the 11th house, Isis, the cosmic Sophia, is in the 10th house. The 10th house is the work that you will be known for, right? It's not the J-O-B, okay? Sedna down here. Mars was in the 4th house. Sedna is in the 3rd house. The 3rd house ruled by Gemini. This is, again, like another emphasis, 2 more layers of emphasis about the work. The work is that through your ascension journey, you have achieved enough purification, right? That's what the fire element does, to be able to bring your human self and your divine self into mastery, right? This relationship mastery of equality. Equality between the human self and the divine self. And then over here we have Epona. So the mother, divine mother, the moon in Leo was in the 6th house. Epona in Leo is in the 5th house. 5th house ruled by Leo, right? What is it that you are birthing through your Christ heart? Now, this just came into my awareness right now, so let me kind of backtrack and emphasize this. I already said Sedna's in the 3rd house, which is ruled by Gemini. I just said Epona is in the 5th house, ruled by Leo. Let me come back around to Isis in the 10th house, ruled by Capricorn. Okay, so this is like, again, I use like a scaffolding effect, right? It's one thing to have Capricorn energies in it. Boom, now it's in the 10th house where the Capricorn rules. Whoa, that's a whole new scaffolding effect, right? That's like Emerald saying, boom, kicking it up a notch, right? Now, if Saturni were in there, then it would be like, boom, boom, right? And so for each point on this yod, which is the divine will coming into our reality. No ifs, ands, or buts. These luminary bodies, the cosmic Sophia, Sedna, the goddess of transmutation, Epona, the goddess of horse wisdom, they've got this scaffolding effect of the energies of the signs and houses that they're in, really kicking up a notch for all of them to ensure it's an insurance policy that what is the word I want to use? Okay. That your beingness as a sovereign, think of that word sovereign. They use that word sovereign when they speak to kings and queens, royalty. That your sovereignty as a divine royal being who has now inherited your divine royal birthright is insured, right? There's nobody taking you to probate court to contest this will. Why? Because it's divine will. It's not a legal will. And so what's being insured? I told you all way back during the Inanna underworld phase of the Gemini goddess journey, which was 2 Venus synodic cycles back. Okay, trying to remember the year. I think it was 2021. So about 3 years ago, that Yeshua told me then that the second coming of Christ is the emergence of Sophia through humanity. This is what the Galactic New Earth Project started out as. I've received new information that has expanded the scope of it, and at some point when it feels right and relevant, I will share that with you. But look at this. Capricorn is an earth sign. Humanity in these sacred temples, these temples are the earth element, and Capricorn is the highest frequency of the 3 earth elements, right? Taurus, then Virgo, and the highest frequency being Capricorn. This is the insurance that those who are connected with this reality that I am presenting to you, which is my reality, doesn't have to be your reality, but you can choose for it to be your reality. That Sophia has emerged through you, that the second coming of Christ has happened through you, that Pluto crossing the threshold of Aquarius for one final time into Capricorn before it moves back into Aquarius on November 1st is ensuring that the Christ has showed up within you and through you. I thought yesterday was a huge bombshell with reverberating waves. The reverberating waves of what I'm sharing here is going across the cosmos, beyond our galaxy, into all of the other galaxies that are a part of this cosmos. I told you the main event for humanity, the main event for what has been, been trying to get birthed on this earth through humanity is now. It's happened 2 days ago, and it's going to continue to unfold in the ways that I described in yesterday's journal, the illumination of the Holy Womb Chakra, through yesterday's new moon in Virgo, through tomorrow's Venus gate activation at the sacral chakra, the higher octave of that, the Holy Womb Chakra, and September 17th eclipse, which is the very first eclipse on the path of Sophia Christ, the path of Virgo Pisces. Sophia wanted you to hear this so that you can be aware of what these frequencies are, because there's an infinite number of ways in which they can show up. And one of those infinite ways is going to show up through you. And so be aware, be on the lookout for it, so that you can be the witness of it when it does show up through you. And let me tell you what I recommend. If you want to have a deeper engagement with this evolutionary expansion, I recommend looking at your chart and looking at where all of these points are in your chart to find out how this is working through you, how this is creating through you. And I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just sharing this information. However, if you require assistance with that, you can book a reading with me. And together we can look at this so that you can know what it is that you're looking for the evidence of, so that as it starts showing up, boom, you're on it and you will know the truth of it. Now, one last thing I want to share with you is Epona in Leo, right? We're in this Leo goddess journey. What is the horse wisdom of the Leo goddess journey that is involved with this yod? The lion heart wisdom. Lion heart wisdom. You, by having Sophia emerge through you as the second coming of Christ, have shifted out of the 3D matrix that created the predator-prey dynamic, right? You are truly empowered because you have received your divine birthright. No longer are you going to be acting and moving and creating from that paradigm. You are now going to be acting and moving and creating from a lion heart space. This is huge. And what is the ultimate takeaway for being able to move and create from this lion heart space? You now have the courage to feel, right? Because you don't have to be afraid of feeling and getting triggered by shadow. You now have the willingness to act when you are inspired to act, right? Why? Because you don't feel too small. This is huge. This is really huge. So that's what Sophia wanted me to share with you as a follow-up, to take you deeper, to look a little closer at this reality that's being birthed through humanity this month of September. Hope it's been meaningful for you. And as always, I have some parting I am statements that are really empowering. So drop into your Christ heart and become aware of that inner flame, your divine sun that is the eternal sun of Sophia Christ, and say, with love, I am one with the mind of Sophia Christ. I am one with the divine will of my mighty I am presence. And I am one with the divine plan of the divine mind. Thank you again so much. Please, if you're not already, subscribe to this channel. This is the link to the Rose Real Mystery School on YouTube. Please give this video a thumbs up. If everybody who watched this video would give this a thumbs up, it takes less than 30 seconds. It costs you nothing. The algorithm of YouTube is such that this would go out 1,000-fold. Think of all of the people in humanity that you could potentially be helping to step into their own spiritual awakening just because you clicked the thumbs up. And if you would like to support my sacred work, the work of the Roseville Mystery School, the work of the Golden Ray Center, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. This is the link. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And until my next video journal, from my heart to your heart, I am sending you all my love. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Thank you, beloveds. Bye-bye.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.